Welcome back. One of the many programs developed and sponsored by the HERO Campaign for Designated Drivers is the Hero of the Year, which is given to a deserving college student. Joining us now is one of those heroes, Stockton senior Al Nagbe, and you're also the vice president of the HERO Club.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us what it takes to become Hero of the Year. How did that come about for you?
It was fairly simple, ma'am. I was nominated by a fellow student for my deeds I've done on campus, for being a designated driver to a couple students that I know, and she wrote an essay about me, and from that essay I was awarded a Hero of the Year for that.
So you got a call from someone that had drank a little too much.
Yeah, I got a call from a buddy of mine, and she was in the need in Atlantic City, said, hey, can you pick me up? And I was willing and able to do so, and she wrote an essay about that
That's
night
amazing.
and what I did.
In the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
Got
like
yourself up.
fairly early in the morning.
Wow, you know that you could have saved her life and her friends' lives.
Yes,
so
ma'am. That's the HERO Campaign. So.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And you were involved in this before you got that phone call. How did you? What made you interested in it?
Yeah, you know, I've been a part of the HERO Campaign for over 3 years now on Stockton. I was just a member for one, and then I've been vice president. This is going to be my second year.
What is the mission of the HERO Club?
It's pretty much what the slogan is. You know, we're trying to be the life of the party. We are trying to make it as automatic to wear a seatbelt as it is to be a designated driver. And simply put, we're trying to eliminate as many drunk driving victims as we can. I represent Stockton in that way, and I try to uphold that standard as best I can.
How do you spread the word on campus? You have weekly meetings.
Yeah, so we're the HERO Club, and I think we're one of the only ones who do it in terms of the universities here in the nation. We have weekly meetings every week, and we just pretty much have different social forums where we talk about different things pertaining to drunk driving and how to be a designated driver. And I'm on the e-board, like you said. I'm the vice president of the club, and we just try to get out the word as much as possible. We have an annual HERO dinner that we do every year. We have the walk that's coming up October 5th. We have over 2,000 people that come out every year for that. So it's an annual thing, and we want to keep that going.
Right. It keeps it in front of people's minds, makes them think about it. You don't know how many people just may have said, oh, I'm going to drive, and then maybe in the back of their mind, here it's the HERO Campaign, and they stop and think. And that's amazing how many people's lives have been saved by that. Are you seeing a change in attitudes among young adults your age, or is it still, does it have a way to go?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like Mr. Elliott said earlier, I'm getting a lot of feedback from students. They're always very appreciative of what we do. It starts from an early age, you know. I think also the parents have a lot to do with that. You know, it doesn't hurt that every time you drive through Atlantic City, you see a billboard of a fellow student, and you tell your kids, hey, that could be you one day, and it motivates them in one way or another. And I think peers probably are the biggest motivator for situations like that. So
right. The parents get the kids early, and maybe the peers when they get a little bit older.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And you mentioned billboards.
Yeah.
Your face is on a giant billboard on the Atlantic City Expressway.
Yeah.
What is that like to drive by there?
You know what? I still pinch myself every time I see it. I'm a young man from West Africa, Liberia. Came here when I was 7, and Mr. and Mrs. Elliott have been great to me. They were almost, in a way, they were so happy to see me win, and I was just thankful and grateful for the opportunity. You know, I'm fortunate and I'm very blessed because I know how much this campaign means to so many people. I just hope to uphold the standard.
Well, you're a nice young man. Do your parents ever talk to you about this kind of issues, or just learn it?
You know what? My parents are very much structured in terms of, you know, what you need to do. I think it's just kind of a little bit of me and then as them as well. You know, over the years, kind of, hey, you know, obviously you can't drink and drive and stuff like that, and I kind of just had it in me from my early age.
I think it's an important point that you mentioned peers, but also parents. Like my kids are only 11 and 14. They, of course, don't drink, hopefully not.
Yeah.
And I get them, when I'm driving them in the car and they're strapped in, I call that my lecture hall because they can't go anywhere. And that's when I talk to them, and I just give them, I just get it in their head.
Right.
You make good choices. You don't ever want to drink and drive. I just, you know, anything that I need to let them know, and I just try to, hopefully someday that is in the back of their heads, you know?
No, that's smart. That's the way to go, man.
Yeah, but then the peers too, because there can be peer pressure when you get to college. I mean, parties where a lot of people drink. I mean, are you still seeing that people, maybe some of those kids aren't getting the message?
You know what? I think you're always going to have the few that are kind of resistant to it. But I think as long as we keep pushing the issue forward, I think it'll be few and far in between, you know, as time progresses, yeah.
Right. It's, as we talked about earlier, it's becoming cool to be the designated driver and cool not to be the drunk one at the party. I mean, that doesn't necessarily equate with fun.
Right.
And there's many issues, you know, in addition to driving that can occur if you drink too much. So we're going to make sure that we get the message out.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you're doing, and you're doing a wonderful job. You
Appreciate
should be very proud, and your family should be very proud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And in our third and final segment, a Summers Point police lieutenant tells us how law enforcement partners with the HERO campaign and what it means if you are pulled over for drunk driving. Stay with us.